being recorded.
Welcome to Burning Metal Shooting the Breeze episode 21. And this episode I'm joined by Adrian Williams. How are things, man?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thanks, man. I hope you're doing well yourself.
Oh yeah, I'm glad. Myself and Adrian were just chatting and we had the idea of maybe doing this once a month and we could just go over some of the Irish releases because you're known as the Irish Metal Maniac and you're part of Metal Messiah Radio and a very loud voice and very strong supporter of the Irish scene. So I thought the two of us doing this maybe once a month, it could be something cool, you know?
Yeah. I've been wanting to do something besides that thing I'm doing with Metal Messiah, you know. I have there's a few other things I'd like to line up as well, you know. That hopefully could be beneficial for the scene, maybe down south and for the north as well, you know.
Oh, anything at all, man. It's, even if it only reaches 2 or 3 people, isn't it still 2 or 3 people? That's the way I look at it, and I think that's the way you have to look at it, really, you know?
Yeah, I know, yeah. But,
social media is gone now. You can't really expect the numbers you used to get because it's gone very restrictive now, you know, the last 2 years in particular. We won't worry about that. You've seen a few bands there at the weekend. There was a Metal for Life Northern Ireland fundraiser with Acid Age, and who else was there? Acid Age were headlining anyway. Who else was playing?
Yeah, well, Acid Age were actually on second, but they played the longest set. There was a bunch of young lads called the Hannemans. There was, and they were doing a few covers. They done one original tune. They did basically. The man you want the drummer, 11-year-old drummer, was 11-year-old drummer.
Fuck.
Yeah, he's pretty good as well. No?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know. I think the other two chaps are about 18, you know, early adulthood, late teens, basically. But Acid Age were on seconds. They were. And they played the whole of Semper Pessimus, man. And they were very happy with this. They were very happy with the set. Say that's kind of basically they thought they were better than the album launch in November. They were much tighter. I was at that one in November, and they were much tighter on Sunday. They were sounded fantastic as well. You know, but
well, they've had a few more gigs since as well. Like,
yeah, they're really good, man. They are really good. They are. But what you call them? One to watch out for. Blurred Reality. They were on after Acid Age. Kind of trashy, bit proggy with a bit of jazz as well, jazz influence as well. But man, they can play. They can. They're really tight as well, extremely tight. But they released a single last Friday. They did.
All right, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's called Ember. They've been sitting on it for. I was talking to the drummer after they played, and they were sitting on it for about a year or so or more. To have, you know, the way lockdown was, you know. But I think they have a load of new tunes ready to record, basically as well.
Very good.
Thing, yeah. But who else? After them was Pure Sonic Outcasts. It was, man, they're really heavy, very unique sound to have, really unique. You know, kind of, they're not your kind of run of the mill stoner stuff. There's a slight punk influence in their sound, really kind of aggressive. It is, you know, but a really heavy live there. But and they're releasing a video next month and a new EP as well.
Oh, yeah, very good.
Yeah, they're releasing.
I haven't really been. I've kind of got to get back into checking out stuff again now because it's
Yeah.
If you've got to kind of look at people's pages and then try and follow groups and stuff, because it's very fucking hard, man, to see a lot of the pages now. I'm not showing up anymore.
I know. I had a lot of bands kind of messaging me because of the segments I have. And basically some you probably noticed I posted a band Air to Ash. They're based in Canada, but one of the members is from originally from Northern Ireland. They're releasing a new single this Friday. They are actually.
Oh, very good.
And I think when are they? I think it's this Friday. Yeah, I think they're releasing a new single this Friday, and they'll be releasing their new EP pretty soon as well. I forget the date of the EP release though. No. But, I forgot to mention that Cursed Sun were on Sunday. And they're fantastic. The first seen live it has, and they're fantastic live band. And they remind me of Pantera. I like Pantera and Machine, the early Machine Heads. Very, very good live, I have to say. I actually prefer, now I do, they have some great tunes that I think are better in the live environment, and that aggression is
Steve Martin joining was a big help for that band, though. He really added another dimension.
Yeah.
Steve is very good with the backing vocals, and he brings a heaviness to it anyway, because he's heavies. Yeah. Oh. I was at the old 25th edition of Siege of Limerick, and I won't go into detail like you did there with all the bands I've seen, because I tried my best to get around to see a bit of everyone. I didn't quite get everyone. No, the ones I missed would have been Aborted Earth. Unfortunately, clashed with fucking nice. Conjurer, and sorry anyone ever else when Conjurer are playing. I am watching Conjurer, because I think Conjurer are one of the fucking best bands in the metal scene right now, and they were absolutely unreal, man, at the Siege. They were fucking spectacular. Like, they're just so heavy and just so fucking they're class. Like,
yeah. Where are they from?
They're English.
All right, yeah. Did you get to see Ern? Did you?
Oh, I did. Of course, I seen Ern. Oh, I did. Of course, I like Ern. I'm a big fan of Ern.
Thanks for mentioning them to me. They're pretty fucking good. They are.
They are good. Yeah. I was talking to Joe, all right, man. They had a fucking horrible day though, because I had to be up leaving London at 7 a.m. and everything. It was just. By the time they were getting there, they were just dehydrated and fucked up and everything when they arrived at the Siege. So I know that a good set. They struggled a bit with the sound, because when your sound engineers on the Siege day is kind of. They don't have their own engineer like a lot of bands would, so but it was fine. It was fine. It started kind of was a bit hit and miss, but it kind of went on and it improved, But no complaints. They're very good, and that was a great day. Bad Incarnate, I got to catch them again too. I haven't seen them in a good few years, obviously. So
it's about it's nearly 4 years since I've seen a band live. I think it was in 2019. The last time they played live was in Fibbers before Siege. But I found out something. They're unveiling the album cover tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, they are. So they played three new tracks at the Siege, so that was cool.
All right, yeah. It's probably, I've heard 2 new tracks. One was on the Transcendent Obscurity sampler, Rising to the Light, and they gave me one for the segments called Kill Ray. Yeah, I was going to play them. And Steve basically messaged me, said, "Do you want to play this?" And I said, "Why not? Yeah, great." Said, "Yeah, hasn't been played since, basically."
Well, you wouldn't have been allowed to upload that to YouTube either, were you?
Sorry?
You wouldn't have been allowed to upload that to YouTube either, would you?
Oh no! Well, I asked the lads, and they asked Kunal. Fine, yeah. They said it was fine, like it's for promotional purpose only. I don't have my channel monetized, I don't
I
want.
know that, but still, they can still be iffy about unreleased projects like somebody
I
else's.
know. I know that because I've been told that by some of the DJs on Metal Messiah, the copyright thing. You know,
You have to be awful careful because.
be kind of careful, kind of stay.
Well, you're getting the thing up and running, and you're getting it out there and better known as time moves on, all the time.
Yeah.
But
I didn't want.
can't fuck around.
Yeah, I didn't really want to push and force it on. Let if the people notice it's good, And I do occasionally get the odd musician or band contacting me to play, said here, And then you get some bands. I will kind of look for bands myself. Like tomorrow night I'll be playing. Have you heard of the Slua?
Oh, I have, yeah.
That end of it, Creatures album's amazing. It is, I'll be playing a track off tomorrow night.
That's what little list here we're gonna talk about as time goes. Moves on. We're just gonna touch on some Irish releases this year, so we can get the main ones out there.
Yeah.
And who else you gonna play?
Sorry.
So you're playing the Slew, and who else are you playing?
Lua, this Fed Can't single they released the same day as the EP. The what's the Conjured, man, that heaviness of that, man. Now I like that first track they released, the title track, but this new one, man, this is just off the pace. It is. It's insanely heavy. It is.
Song. And the roar, like the fucking.
And the whole EP is really good. It is. It's like 3 songs, all nice lengths, that will really grab your attention. They do,
Did you know that big long roar in that track was all done in one take?
What? Holy.
Yeah, it was. Hang on a second. I should have the video here. I'll bring it up to the back. It's literally all in one take. I swear to God, man. It won't take me a second now to get this up. A second now. It's easy enough for me to find stuff on Instagram because I very rarely fucking post anything on it. Yeah. Can you hear that?
Yeah. Ow.
For fuck's sake, dude. That is incredible.
That's insane. Yes. Holy crap.
I have pains in my throat thinking about doing that. Never mind even fucking it.
Who else was
you got the Slow and you've got
Organ Blender, the new Organ Blender track. I was actually going to play them a couple of weeks ago on the segment after I seen them on the 19th. Man, the fucking Blender, fucking deadly they are, man. Fucking, I was kind of delighted that they went through on the wild cards, Metal to the Masses, because I saw them on the 19th, man. They were savage, they were. And I was kind of going, Jesus. Now, Toms are fucking amazing. They went through on the judges' vote, and Jet Fuel Chemistry went through on the crowd vote, But I kind of felt bad for Organ Blender because they were really good. All the bands were really good that night, actually. Fantastic, they were. It's Super Static or one to watch, man. First ever live performance it was.
That's why I hadn't heard of them.
Yeah, it was
Miranda, of course,
released an album near the end of last year. They did called Glimmer and Veil. It's really good. It is, But all the bands were really good. They were. Now, Jet Fuel Chemistry are not my thing, but they were pretty decent. They were,
haven't heard them in years, man. I can't remember the last time I heard them. It must be. Apparently they're very different now, though. Apparently they were more rock. They were more of a rock band when I heard them. I think they've got heavier as time has moved on.
Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of, I find it hard to describe them. You know, because I haven't listened to them that much. I haven't, to be honest, you know. But they were pretty decent, they were that night.
Yeah.
You know?
And I know Horrenda were playing on the Metal to the Masses as well. And I seen them for the first time at the Siege of Limerick, man, and they're fucking really good.
Yeah, I actually saw them about 5-6 years ago or more even. It's the only time I've seen them, and they were pretty raw, but I kind of knew they were going to be pretty good. They were, you know. But I heard they played a great Saturday night, but didn't go through, you know. It was the same two, you know, the same two went through. The night I saw them on the 19th, you know.
Well, Tombs are very good though, man. They're very, very good. I seen them for the first time at the Siege as well now, and I was very impressed by them now.
Yeah, they're really, yeah. Man, that album, the Orb Offers Massive Singles, man, that's it's a fantastic album, that is, you know. But no, it's great to see all these bands up now, you know, release quality there, you know.
But you have to now. The Irish metal scene has gone so strong now that unless you're doing it right, you're not going to stand a chance, because
I've noticed that. I have noticed that, you know. So but I say that new Sved Kant is amazing, man. I can't get enough of it lately, you know.
Yeah, it's weird, that band. They've got some. They've never really. I think they should be an awful lot bigger than they are. I don't know why that.
Yeah, I know. It's still with that label they were on with the vid. No, all right, yeah.
They're gone on their own.
Yeah.
They're with Wormhole Death for the Village Unbiased, but they're gone back on their own again now.
Yeah. Didn't the vocalist produce the EP?
Oh, Santi done most of it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. 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 I kind of noticed that he's pretty good. Yeah. I did, but I thought, didn't they do some in what you call it? What's the name of that place in Blanchardstown? Mick Richards, Track Mix.
Oh, Track Mix, yeah.
Yeah, I did. A lot of the bands go there. They do, you know. And say he's pretty good. You know.
Between him and Josh Robinson, really, they have the kind of the two best ones to go to in Ireland, I think.
All the boys up north said, "Did you work with Josh?" And they said, "Yeah." They were got. He put, but I think he pushes them really hard. You know.
He's a great producer. Like, we're going to do with the All Ireland Metal Project, man. That's amazing.
To go. You know, if you want them sort of results, that's the way you have to go. There's.
Like, look what he done with the All Ireland Metal Project, as I was saying there. Like, he got a load of fucking studio demos and turned them into that, like, basically.
Oh, he did. Yeah, did he do most of that?
He's done them all. Done them all. Yeah, JSR Audio done them all.
I've listened to that, the second one, a lot, and the production on it is flawless. It is, man. That's fantastic. It does. Sounds really good. You know.
Yeah, the third album is out very soon.
The third one, yeah.
Very soon. I'm not sure exactly when, but it's very soon.
I think there's some gig in Shinay on the bank holiday weekend. I forget it. I think War of Attrition are playing. War of Attrition, Words That Burn, and someone else are playing. I forget who else was. But and then there's something on in Tramline and the May Day, basically. And Firewind are playing on it.
That's not related, though. They're not involved in that at all.
It's not. Right. I thought that was related. No.
No, not related at all. That's
All right. Yeah.
they weren't too fucking impressed when they found out there was an All Ireland metal project thing going on without anyone being told.
What?
Yeah.
Sonny, fuck's sake.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I've seen that. I won't say who came out and said in another post talking to somebody else and said we didn't know anything about this. We had no involvement whatsoever.
Fuck. Jesus.
I think that's why the Shit A gig kind of got organised then. It was kind of like, what the fuck? What's going on here? Like, we're not involved in this. So
All right. Jesus.
yeah, it's basically just going to be that the album's played on Spotify or something, or a CD or Bandcamp or whatever.
Yeah, but basically the what I can agree with them not putting it on Spotify until they've made a bit of money on Bandcamp because it's going to charity.
No, I'm just saying, like the other gig, the All Ireland Metal Project only involvement will be that the song's been played in the background.
Yeah, I did download the second one off Bandcamp, but then a couple of weeks later it was on Spotify, and all right, yeah.
I don't use Spotify, so I bought the CDs anyway.
I've stopped using it myself as well because I don't like what they do with bands, especially underground ones.
I don't know. I prefer Bandcamp, to be honest with you. I find it easier to use.
Yeah.
Spotify, can't use it on a phone. You put on a song, and next thing it's playing something else completely, and I'm like, what's going on with this? It just doesn't work for me. So I'm not bothered anyway. Don't use headphones either. I like to keep the hearing as good as it can be because I'm getting on in years now, man. Have to be careful of these things now.
Yeah, I almost forgot to wear the earplugs the Saturday night in Cookstown, and for about 10 minutes I forgot about them. And holy shit, the noise of this, because basically the stage is about less than 50 yards from the stage. The bar is 50 yards from the stage, like, and you're wrong. But they were using a tablet. They were just a sound on the Sunday anyway. I don't know what they were. I didn't notice on the Saturday night, but then the Sunday, they done a fantastic job, I have to say. So I don't know. SM Audio. They have a pay. They were involved there with the sound in Cookstown.
Right.
They done a great job, I have to say. No, they were kind of worried at first, but they got it. They did actually. Fair dues. Anyway.
I know that people that are professional musicians, and all they use now is the phone apps. They dial up, plug the phone into their fucking whatever way they do it, and they just put in the settings themselves that way. They don't need sound engineers anymore. Like, that's how far technology has gone. But a lot of them prefer to have a sound engineer, so they've just gotten a bit more control.
Yeah.
It's very flat when you put it through a phone. Like, there's going to be you can't turn any bit up or down or anything. It's just going to be the same way the whole way through. Like,
Yeah.
So sometimes when the guitarist is playing a solo, it might turn it up a tad, or vocals sometimes might have to get a bit of reverb or change a bit as the gig goes on, Especially now people haven't played a gig in fucking 2 years,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We'll touch on a few releases anyway, a few big releases people should know about. Number one on my list anyway, I think it's fucking The Debt Collector.
Man, I haven't listened to that yet. I haven't
actually.
I haven't listened to it. Yeah, I've been meaning to get around to it. All right, I know.
Boys from Voltrower and all sorts, man. That's fucking class.
Yeah, I love Zila Cook, man. Mick's an absolute wizard on the guitar. He is, But yeah, I've been meaning to check that. I'm going to check that out anyway. I am.
It's only 3 songs, like.
Yeah, it's proper old school death metal, is it?
Oh yeah, that's what you expect.
He does it the way. Yeah.
The boys that are involved in that is what you'd expect, and they're working on an album now too, because I think the single got such a good receipt that the EP got such a good reception, should I say? That they're starting working on an album now. They're moving ahead. Apparently the EP was just kind of like the tester they put out to see it would it catch on, and they're really happy with the results. And the Spotify numbers are very high too, so they're just thinking, yeah, we'll keep going at this now.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, that's basically it's good to see your man Andy Wales still playing. You know, the drums. You know, it was an ex-bowl thrower. Can't go wrong. You know.
And it suits them all as well because it's a studio project. They're not going. I don't think they have any intention of playing it live, but they haven't said they're yes or no. So
that's that could be better. All right, yeah. What other
Valor is another good music discovery this year.
Which
Valor, the black metal project, Mom's project.
Yeah, man, that's great stuff. That is, I like that fucking. You know, good mind, kind of second wave mixed with depressive stuff. Man, sounds really good. It does. But that Ratna release, man.
I was going to come to them as well. Yeah.
Actually, I listen to I listen to that an awful lot. I do now. You know, it sounds fantastic. It does. You know.
Brilliant EP. He's a man. He's a very he does it all himself too. Like he's a very talented man. So he is.
Yeah, it sounds completely different from the earlier stuff. Because I was listening.
He's getting better.
Yeah, I know.
I was talking to him, and he only got back playing music a few years ago. Like.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, he just picked up a guitar there a few years ago. I think. Not sure because I'm confused with the years now with the whole lockdown thing. But I think the first EP he picked up the guitar like something like 6 or 7 months beforehand for the first time in forever.
Jesus, damn.
Yeah. He picked up the guitar and started writing again and playing. Next thing he did an EP out, and now he's just getting better. And now the last EP was it an EP or an album he put out last?
Yeah.
It was either an EP. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It was class anyway as well, and this one was even better again. So.
Yeah.
And he's very actually, but
I was kind of pedaling around a few of the Metal Messiah, the DJs were playing stuff. There one I don't know if you know Karen Diamond. She does all black metal stuff, and she was playing some Dratna. She's playing a few Baylor as well. Besides me, because I was mentioning to her and said, "Yeah, I'll play that," and she played them basically on air.
Very good.
Yeah. But she does. She does have a pretty big audience. Now, then it wouldn't be all in the room. She does. They'd be listening on the tune in app and whatnot. She has a pretty big audience, so I think there might be a bit of reach there for it now. You know, man, I can't wait for that split.
Oh, for us, she got America and the battle.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Who knows, man? Even your Dratnell might be doing something with them. I said it to him.
Yeah,
I was just talking to him about it. I remember I was talking about doing splits, and he got back to me and he said, that's a good fucking idea.
Yeah,
and
I know.
Next day, I swear to God, the very next day, the Feroci Garanuka and the Balor split was announced, and I got back to him and like, fucking hell, man, these boys are already at it. Maybe you could. I don't know anymore. I'm not saying that they're doing something, but I put it to him, like,
Yeah. It could be it could be a good idea,
Great idea for black metal projects to do split projects because they've got their own fans, and it's hard to build an audience. So if you do splits, you're introducing by default. It makes more sense to do it that way.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Here. You pause there for a second.
Can do, yeah.
And I recorded a few videos.
This meeting is being recorded.
No, Adrian just had to go and get a beer. Very important stuff. Anyways, we were mentioning there about we touched on Dratna and Balor and Ferociganuka. So that's kind of a lot of the black metal wrapped up as another one I wanted to touch on. So the new project Insidious Void by Shane Hughes.
Yeah, man. That I actually yeah. Well, I played them on the segment a couple of weeks back. I did. I played that Upon a Dead World. Man, that's quality stuff. You know, starting off. That is.
Shane, man, he was enshrouded in rupturation as well. Like, so he has a pedigree. Like,
yeah. Are they still?
Sorry.
Rupturation is the other band you mentioned there. Rupturation.
Yeah, Shrouded, man. They play Bloodstock and everything.
Oh, he was with Shrouded, was he?
Shrouded, yeah. The young lad Danny that sadly passed away. Yeah, he was Shrouded, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, that's yeah. Yeah, I remember Shrouded. All right, yeah, man. Insidious Void are fantastic. I actually bought a T-shirt.
I seen that.
Yeah, I bought it. Yeah, and
it's good to see him good to see him coming back at it, because I was chatting to him. I do chatting to him whenever I see him, and he's an awful sound lad. And he told me the truth. Like when I was talking to him at Bloodstock, he said Rupturation was kind of like the rebound band after Danny passed away and Shrouded. So he kind of, because he liked Rupturation, he wanted to kind of rebrand. You know, he wanted to get three members and just do it differently. You know, he just wanted to just get it, just everything suited the way, everything right for him in his head, you know, and going forward and all the rest. And he's got the right people now in the right positions, and he's happy to kick on again now, which is great because he's an extremely talented young lad. Like,
yeah, true. But I love that single, man. I can't wait to hear their EP. You know, and I'd like to see them do well. And I'm curious. That's some lineup for the Northern Ireland Metal to the Masses this Friday. It is.
Yeah, they're among the bands, all right. Yeah.
It's them, Nomadus, Pure Sonic Outcasts, Gravity Well, and can't remember the other band's name. I'm trying to. There's a tough. There's another that released a new album, Gravity Well. They released their debut album about a month ago. They did a couple of weeks ago, anyway. But they sound fantastic. They do, actually.
Yeah. I was going to mention them as well. One of the bands released something this year.
No. But,
so we got, of course, on the more different side of things, I've got Wardomized, and I've got Senzar as well, who are kind of hardcore sort of ideology. Well, Senzar would be, but they're different now. Like they're two quality releases as well.
That Senzar album's really good. It's a bit different than the Cold War stuff.
Oh,
it's kind of evolved into a different kind of sound it has.
That's why they changed their name, because they said that it wasn't the stuff they were writing at the time wasn't Cold War anymore, so that's why they became Senzar, because that the writing was changing so much that it was kind of moving away further and further all the time.
Yeah.
That's good to see Wardomized, because people are going, no man, because that band have had more fucking lineup changes than most people have had dinners in their lives at this point. It's been ridiculous. Like, I think Eddie and Alessandro are the only members that have been there consistently. Have had so many changes. Like,
that EP, that album they released, fantastic. Actually, it is.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of it now. Money is something.
Money Isn't Real.
Money Isn't Real. That's it.
Yeah,
I was very impressed by that. Now
it's it's pretty good. It is all right.
Yeah, and of course, Ren Marabou. That like Ren, well, your fucking Ren is releasing something every 5 minutes, isn't it? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know, man. Fucking works his socks off for releases, and they always sound good. They do.
Oh,
They always sound fantastic, man. Did he do it all himself?
more or less. Well, he has a band now. He has Michael and what's the drummer's name?
Yeah, Terrence and Michael. Yeah.
Terrence, yeah, man. But Brendan is just
I
always.
love them. It's kind of,
Actually, we know him as. Well, we met him as always fucking. He's just there writes all day. Like he could come up with 2 songs in a day or something. It's just I don't know where he gets all.
I'm not surprised, man. But yeah, they sound fun. It sounds fantastic as well, and it's a lot of fun to listen to. It is.
Yeah.
You know, you can see he enjoys doing it.
Yeah.
And you can feel that.
Really
you know,
since he moved up to Donegal, he's really embraced the whole Highland fucking culture and Viking and Morse and all the rest of it, all the mythology and the. Yeah, he's really. I think he was meant to live in Donegal really because since he's got up there, he's just been prolific. Like it's just every week is like I've got a song written. Like what the fuck, dude? Like
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I don't know when the album's the Tale of Runes album. I don't know when that's gonna be released. Now it's kind of being hinted at, but there's no release date set yet. You know, so.
But he had to slow down, man. Didn't he? I think he released 5 albums or something. He wrote 5 albums in a year or something crazy, like
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Another one, other band that I think they look like they could be they could do something as the Risen Dread. Like they seem to have all the fucking balls to fucking go for it. Like.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Now I like to have a lot of melodic death metal elements, which I like. I'm not a fan of the kind of metalcore stuff, you know. But they sound pretty good. They do now because I have listened to that Sea Hag album, and great production, and the sound on it's fantastic. It is. No, and
they're a pretty big tour as well. Like
that's
tour with
Marduk and Vader, man. Yeah, that's great exposure for them. It is, you know. But,
yeah, they have potential to do something. Like
some fantastic songs in that Sea Hag album. There is, you know.
Yeah, and they've distanced themselves from Klein too, which is no surprise.
Yeah, I know. I think that was a good idea for them to do that. Maybe they should start playing just small local gigs, even. You know.
Yeah, you know, I think they're from the gather. There seems to be a band that can only do so many dates a year. Like they've never said it directly, but they have kind of suggested that we can only do X amount of gigs. Like I think that's the impression I get. You know.
Yeah. Even maybe the Voodoo or something like that.
Voodoo's has gone completely away from metal now, man. You very rarely get anything on in there now.
Yeah.
I think their best shot will probably be either a Drop Dead Twice headliner or maybe a Downstairs in Fibbers.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be Downstairs in Fibbers, 150 people, like so.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That gig tomorrow.
Gig you're doing fucking well, man.
Yeah, man. That gig tomorrow is downstairs. It is. You know who's
the Rage Metal.
Yeah.
What's the attendance like with that? They actually get good. Did they get good attendance? I've never heard.
I don't know now. It's the third one anyway. You know. And
they must be getting people through the door. So if it's continuing, like.
Yeah, I know. It's supposed Sharon Mikey posted someone was contemplating paying €3. Pay what you want, basically, on the door. And someone was debating with their friend to pay €3. You know, which is always a good thing. You know?
And if you get anything, if it says pay what you want and you get anything more than €1, you're doing fucking all right, man. Especially the way some people are, you know. Trust me, I know. From but you have before, especially you pay what you want, like. you'll get 20-cent coins and 10-cent coins thrown in, like, you know. So €3 is quite acceptable. I'd be happy with €3. But anyways, another release. So we'll stick on the death metal team now. Grave Sermon brought out the new single.
The who?
Grave Sermon brought out their new single.
Oh, man, that's fucking class. That is. I wish they'd make a new EP or an album. You know.
I think they're working on one. They are working on something. All right, yeah.
They know their stuff to do. You know.
And Gavin Doyle's in the band now.
The which?
Gavin Doyle's in the band as well now.
Oh, right. Are you joking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
He was involved in the last single.
Yeah.
Right. I was right, but he was involved.
Yeah. He was that Axial Chemistry stuff was fucking amazing. You know.
Mm-hmm. It's an awful shame with Axial Cemetery, but I don't know what happened. Huh?
Yeah. It's
a great addition to that band anyway.
Anyway, that's good to hear that he's back playing. You know.
Oh yeah.
Man, fantastic.
Gav never went away. He's you don't hear much from him, but he's always at something like.
I know, yeah. He has that Symmetry Studios stuff, doesn't he? I think he's produced a few releases.
Oh, he has. Yeah, he was doing well until the lockdown for kicking in.
Yeah. I'm delighted. That's great that is to hear, actually. I didn't know that. No?
Oh, yeah. And another death metal project, another great return that I'm delighted came back was the Ancient Dark, Adrian Foley coming back, Stereo Nasty. Like.
Yeah, I know, man. That's. I think I noticed something recently. I think he got someone, the bass player for Stereo Nasty, is in the band now.
The drummer.
The drummer. All right. Drummer, yeah.
Two-piece now, drums and guitar.
Yeah, it'd be great if he got a bass player, play a few live gigs. I was really gutted when Stereo Nasty split, you know. They were fantastic, man. They tour in Europe, you know. I forget who they were touring with. I think it was Argos, actually. They were in Germany. They played a good few shows as well over in Europe.
They were doing all right for a while there, and I don't know what happened. I think they had a good support coming up with someone fairly big, and they just called it a day. Before, in the meantime, they just said it's too hard. It's just too hard to keep the band together for whatever reason, and they just said we just have to call it a day because we just can't. We can't all commit anymore.
He was on the Metal Cell podcast, and he said it was the singer left. Basically, something to do with the singer was.
All right.
Remember, while more than willing to still play there, he was saying, which could be a great thing, you know. I'd like to see that Ancient Dark stuff live. I would. Man, that sounds fucking amazing. It is. Sounds fantastic.
We'll see what happens there, but he's got the EP out now anyway, and they're working on an album, the two lads, and it's great to see Adrian back because he's far too fucking talented to be gone.
I know.
We don't want him gone. We want him doing stuff like.
Yeah, he's a great guitar player. He is, you know.
And he doesn't even think he's that good either. He's so humble, like, and he's the shit he puts out there. Like, I remember he done a cover of Master of Puppets one day. He just said he put it up, and it was just like, come on, like, you know.
Yeah,
absolutely fucking flawless, like.
Yeah.
Even Conor McGowan was praising him, like, so that tells you that it was a good fucking cover, dude. Like. Anyways, who else have we got here? Another band that put up a debut single. They're making a lot of fucking good noises here. Is Unmaker.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, they're doing fucking well.
I'll be seeing them tomorrow night.
I will. Yeah, they're playing tomorrow at the Rage thing.
Yeah. I saw them at the metal. They're in the Metal Masters final now. There.
Oh yeah. So
I'm in the first team, basically Heat 2. And man, they were the best band on the night. I have to say, you know, really heavy.
Yeah.
You know, I like the way they kind of mix kind of new metal with the old school stuff. Do throwing in a few leads there, kind of. I think the guitarist is a big Megadeth fan. I think he comes across the way he plays. Kind of sounds very Mustaine style playing. It does. But then,
two lads were in another band with Mikey O'Riordan and the other guitarist from Pain and Vain.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I can't think of their name now. I can't think of their name, but so they. Sorry.
It's not the vocalist, Aaron. Aaron Gilbert.
No, remember, no, it was two men. Mikey was the vocalist in the other band. They were in together, but because I can't think of them now. We'll move on from that. But they have a bit of experience, so they're just. When I heard they dropped the demo, and it kind of reminded me of Entombed kind of vibe. I kind of got off it. I don't know why Entombed kind of came into my head, but
yeah,
I was following them from that moment onwards, and they're obviously fucking good to get to the Blood Stock Metal the Matters final at the first attempt. Like they've clearly got something going on there. Like
yeah, no, they fairly pummeled the time. They fairly pummeled the place the time I saw them. It was nuts. Just a full on sound as well. You know, they just nailed it basically. It is.
Good stuff.
And
Good stuff.
I do talk to the bass player a bit. I do, Spencer, and man, he knows how to command the sound. He uses one of them the sound from that Spectre he has. It's just so good in it. You know, you can. It's full.
I've always checked them out at some point.
You know, it is.
Good stuff. Who else do we got on the releases? We've got a few really different ones actually now. The Magna Pina got their debut album out at last. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. The fucking Fate No More vibe, and
yeah, I like that.
I like the humor with them. You know, it's a bit of fun. It is.
Yeah.
Needed sometimes. It's a far cry from what your man Howard is with Partalon.
Yeah, oh god, they're night and day
It's fantastic though. Yeah, I like it. I like that album actually. I do. It's something different. It is. You know.
Yeah, James Granell is a great guitarist as well. Like he was more in the alternative kind of stuff, Slacker Symphony and stuff. But he's a great musician. So when he joined the Magna Pina, I was like, yeah, he's going to be a great band, you know.
I have that. There's also kind of Talking Heads vibe to them.
Oh, man, they do whatever they want. Like
I know. It sounds great though. It does. It does sound great. It does. And I think they get that Dead Kennedy's kind of sarcastic humor. You know, which is great as well.
And of course, who else now? And recent releases. Covered a good few now, I think. Oh, the debridement, the one man's slam project.
That's
good.
Amazing, that is. Yeah, man. I kind of. I love, man, the stuff Connor done with Putrefy. You know.
Oh, see what that? All right.
You know, that stuff is fucking. I saw them live once or twice. I did with Connor, and man, they were so heavy. They were just, you know, delighted that he's still doing it. You know, great fucking guitar player, man. Some vocalist.
Yeah.
You know, I know. I love that kind of slam stuff. I'm a bit partial to it, but the stuff he's with Oncology and Debridement, man, that is just so heavy. It is, you know. The levels of brutality are just fucking fantastic. You know, I've always kind of liked that sort of stuff that he releases. You know, but
I didn't know. I assumed he was in bands in the past because you can't be that good and write stuff on your own.
Yeah.
Like you've got a background or something. I just didn't know what actual projects were like.
Yeah, but yeah, I'd like to see Oncology live. I don't know if we'd be willing to do the Bridement live now, but I'd like to see Oncology live. I would, you know.
Right.
Oh, he does release some great stuff. All right.
Oh, it's brilliant, man. It's absolutely fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I only discovered them there recent enough. It's the last couple of months, and I was like, this is really fucking impressive. I haven't really been, I wouldn't say I've been deep diving into the whole slam thing, but I've kind of,
Yeah,
I've
I
got a new
know.
appreciation for it, and I've been kind of looking around and seeing what's around and going on in the Irish and UK scene, because obviously I knew Party Cannon and I feel like that. So, and the
Yeah,
only other Irish band I could think of in the slam was Congenital Rebellion.
but it's Party Cannon, man. They're fantastic. They're so good. They are, you know. I remember seeing them in Fibbers years ago. I do. It's kind of strange that they have a huge following now. You know, years ago seeing them in Fibbers. Same with
the logo, man. The Party Cannon logo.
I know. I know.
I tell you this, man, there's the college seminars in the UK, and part of the marketing course, Party Cannon's logo is now officially a part of the whole college degree.
Oh, deadly.
Where's the fucking God, man? Chris told me that it's part of the fucking curriculum now, because Party Cannon are known globally for this logo, and they're the most fucking brutal death metal band you will hear. And it's just the most genius logo and campaign in UK history, according to a lot of people that know their shit, like, because they came from a small town in Scotland, and now they're signed to the American labels, like, you know. And the label, the logo, one of the biggest parts to play, like, that's fucking crazy shit, dude.
Yeah, they played a couple of times in the States. They played a good few.
I just after playing 18 door tit.
Yeah.
18-day tour that after finishing up there 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago now, but it was recent enough.
Yeah, Jesus. Fair play to them.
Yeah, they're not well too. Like, they were getting good crowds.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
And I was saying there about the only other slamming death metal band I could come across in Ireland outside of Debridement was Congenital Abnormalities, Geordie Thompson's band. They're the other only one I could think of. They're very good as well.
They're really good as well. Yeah, yeah. You know, I would have about 10 years ago. I would have been into listening and all that, but I'm kind of very partial to it now. You know, because too many of them sound the same. They do. With them, the Debridement stuff and Party Cannon. Anyway, they're different. They are. It sounds really good. You know.
Well, they're really right. But like most people that know that scene say the Party Cannon are just changing the game all the time. Like, but back to Ireland, and the hardcore scene. I'm not really the biggest hardcore fan as such, but I thought Worn Out's EP was pretty damn good. Like,
yeah, it is. They remind me a bit of Converge.
They do. They had more of a heavier vibe to them.
Yeah, it's almost verging on grindcore. It is kind of straight up grindcore, like fucking McGruder Grind or Wormross, where they don't have basically no bass player. Kind of that kind of visceral sound. You know. But no, yeah, Worn Out was pretty good there. Yeah, that EP is. That EP.
Yeah, the drummer Evan, he's doing a lot of cool shit as well. Like, he's got the promotions company down in Cork. Oh my god,
Dead Cult promotion.
Dead Cult. I couldn't think of it because they're constantly announcing stuff like that.
I know. Fair play.
Doing his bit now.
Fair play. Yeah, I think these kind of grassroots promotions. They're very helpful, you know.
Without them, like,
anyway, they are,
Hmm.
you know.
Well, if you get the local scene is very important, man. Look at the fucking Siege, like.
Yeah,
Like the Siege sold out there last weekend. Like, you know, there was a big crowd at it. So, you know, if it's the local
Yeah.
scene, even like if people sometimes need to kind of examine things a bit more rationally. Like I say, if you only got 50 people in tonight, only got 30 people in tonight, I'd be like, yeah, well, that's the game. Like, you know, I like you can have
Yeah.
some nights you could. I remember when we were doing gigs in Galway, myself and Brendan. We haven't now for a while for obvious reasons. We'd have nights we could have 20 people, and we'd have nights we could have 60 people. There was no rhyme or fucking reason to it. Like, you know, it was just dependent on if it was piss and rain, fucked. You know, it's you've got to, when you're in the local scene, you've got to keep it real. Like, you know, it's just if anyone turns up at all, it's a good thing. You know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I'm curious to see tomorrow night now. You know.
Yeah, Thursday night. It's a weird one, but
Interesting. You know, there's a good lineup at it, and it's different. They're all kind of different. You know, Psychotic Outsider. They're playing tomorrow night, and Paul Times.
The fucking grunge band released a single there recently, Vendetta Love.
Yeah, I actually like them. I do, man. They know how to write a good tune. They do, basically. But that song they released recently.
Those, of course, Ritual Effect released a single there as well this year too. Mo Curtains Band.
All right, I haven't listened to that actually.
Yeah, they released it. What was the name of the single? I should know it. Fuck it, I'll probably think of it now in about 10 minutes time. But it's a fucking quality track, man. Check it out, like. Yeah, Ritual Effect are fucking cool band. Mo's sound as well, man. I'll tell you this, man. Mo is just the craziest front man I think I've ever seen because he has everything wireless. And the one gig he played for me back in the day, he was in the women's toilets and everything while he was performing. But there was a story back in the day that he ran out of a venue in London, and Mo disappeared, and a big green or red bus or whatever it is flew past, and everyone thought he had been mowed down by the bus. Apparently, it was one of the most terrifying moments of their fucking life. They'll see Mo running out the door playing the guitar with everything attached. The next thing, a bus, and they were like, "Oh God, he's dead." But thankfully, he managed to change direction at the last second when he copped there was this bus coming at speed that was going to kill him. Yeah, I think Ritual Effect now, and they're coming back now and they're playing gigs and shit. I'll send them. I'll let you know about stuff and send it on. I should be sending stuff more on the Irish Metal page, you know, just kind of because they do deserve a lot of criticism. What am I saying? Well, they probably will get a lot of criticism in the metal scene, but they're more kind of 90s, kind of Beavis and Buttheady, kind of, you know, that kind of era vibe. I like them anyway, so.
Yeah.
Any more bands? Of course, we've touched on Organ Blender. They're releasing new stuff, man. That's fucking. It's good, but it's bizarre, isn't it?
I know, man. That new single is very
it's fucking crazy, man.
Vibe. It does, you know.
It's there's kind no of middle ground with that. You're gonna like it or you're gonna fucking hate it. I think anyway. I like it, but I can see why people don't like it.
I listened to them at home, and then I heard them live, and that live environment fucking it really comes out. It does, you know. And you're just going, holy shit! Because I actually fucking recorded a bit of footage of them. And it was a new song, another new song. It was, which I think is
heard the whole EP.
They're releasing an album soon called Timo Khan.
I sent it on to me anyway, so I've heard it.
But I'll be airing them tomorrow. I'll be airing that Meltdown song on the segment tomorrow night on Metal Messiah. I will, you know.
Very good. Name out there. And I don't know why we haven't touched on this one now, but of course, we had a single from Feroci Gananuika.
Yeah, Everything Turns to Black.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I've been keeping an eye on young Tomas, the stuff he's released.
He's serious talent, dude.
It is. It's evolved so much. The sound, man, it's amazing. That is, you know,
He's just getting better. He's just getting
it's
better.
getting much better. Yeah, I know.
He's posting clips online now of guitar stuff he's writing or trying to write, and it's completely different. I was talking to a couple of lads about him earlier on. We kind of thought maybe kind of a Devin Townsend kind of vibe about him. You know, he's so fucking. He's just going to keep evolving. He's just going to keep on. Like he's not going to do. And Thomas doesn't give a fuck either, man. Which is cool because he's a young lad. And I said that to him, "Do you care?" And he was like, "He doesn't care what people think about him. He genuinely doesn't give a fuck." Which is going to be great for him going forward because if he wants to reach black metal or punk or a progressive thing, he's going to fucking do it. And I think that's fantastic because if you listen to people, you won't do anything because they'll continue to put you down. Oh, you're not black, you're not full cult anymore, or whatever the fuck, you know.
But you know who his uncle is, don't you?
Oh yeah, the Mail Moore, the fucking Death Leveler.
Death Collector drummer, basically. Yeah.
Death Leveler, yeah.
I've really enjoyed listening to the fucking progression with everything he's released, and I can see it becoming fucking huge, man. You know, I can, which is fucking great. You know, fair play to him. You know,
I wouldn't go. I don't think I'd go huge. I don't think he'd.
Yeah,
I don't think he'd fucking conform. I don't think he'd do what you'd need to do to get big because you'd have to be dealing with managers and labels and all publicists and all the rest. I think he'd be liable to just turn around and write a fucking black metal, just depressive black metal album. That's just the vibe I get off the lad. You know, I don't think he.
He might get fucking a lot of respect for that. You know.
Yeah.
Which is a great thing. That's what I meant to say. You know, that's.
Well, I can see him going more into the sound side of things. I could see him being a great producer.
Yeah.
I could see him, if I was ever to imagine a Septic Pig, his future, I could see production. I could see him doing music on the side and doing loads of one-man projects, but I could see his main project as producing because he's already shown that he has the talent and the skills for that when he was only 15 years old. Like, so if he had all the gear and all the experience and everything that's required, I could say he could be one of the best out there. Like,
no. Oh, jeez.
And of course, now other young bands that have released stuff this year, I've got Expedition, the young trash band from Donegal.
I forgot about them. Yeah, man. It was fucking.
That's fucking solid enough, man, for a bunch of young bands.
Good and raw, fucking trash metal. No.
Yeah, and they got Night Hairty recorded it for them up in Donegal, like in his setup, like, you know.
Yeah, I like the raw sound they have. You know, there's an honesty to the fucking way they're playing, as well.
Yeah,
there is. No, I did have them on my fucking segment. Now I had a load of bands. That Paddy's Day segment I done. I had 6 bands basically. I had 6 songs on it. And they were one of the songs they were, you know.
Well, man, they've got fucking a lot of fucking raw potential, man, and they're only young, like him.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's that. Like, I sent it out on the Burn of Metal page, and a lot of older people that were kind of coming and chiming in and saying, you know, like these fucking lads, like that's raw, like, but they've got the fucking talent. Like, it was kind of, you know, you could see that the vocals. Vocals aren't great. Let's be real. The vocals aren't great at all. But everything else is fucking solid, man. Everything else is really fucking solid. Like,
yeah, I shared and I tagged a load of guys I know from Metal Messiah, you know, and in other bands in America, basically kind of underground bands, and a few of them were kind of going, "Geez, this is fucking great. This is." They were kind of I think one or two of them actually downloaded the EP as well on Bandcamp.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, yeah. I think they'll have to. I could check, you know.
There's plenty of music fans out there now, man. You just have to fucking try and reach them.
No,
Like.
I know there's a lot of people who prefer to listen to underground stuff than the mainstream stuff.
Oh, yeah, well, the mainstream is fucked now, man,
Kind of,
as far as
it's kind of point of waiting on your favorite 80s or 90s band to release the same album over and over again, you know.
The mainstream now in metal, or even in music in general now, it's just it's tragic, really, in a lot of regards, you know. Like I know people love Ghost, but why are Ghost the biggest band in metal? Like I don't fucking why isn't it somebody else? I don't hate Ghost. I don't have any problem with them whatsoever. That's the mainstream kind of vibe that it's going to be a Ghost, or it can't be a Metallica anymore. It can't. It will never be like a Pantera were number one in the US charts at one point when the mainstream was facing in the right direction. Like it's.
Yeah, I know.
It's so tough now. You're better off. Like Conjurer would be a great example of the underground that can rise. Because Conjurer only headlined the Siege there, and they were absolutely unreal. Like, so there's the opportunities are still there, but you just have to forget about the mainstream thing as such, because you're just gonna get caught on a label and all.
Yeah, I know you're going to get caught in some label who expects you to release a certain type of album.
And you're going to have management and everyone else dipping their fucking toes in, you know.
I know. But I think it's kind of better. I think it's kind of better that way, because bands can organically grow themselves. They can, and if they don't, they just disappear. They will.
It's always been the same anyway. Look at back in the day, man. You hear stories of Metallica traveling from town to town with just getting enough fucking money to travel there and maybe eat a burger. Like,
yeah,
you know, it's always been the same. You just the underground is what it is. Like, but I think metal is more underground now than anything. You couldn't call it commercial anymore. It hasn't been commercial since the 90s.
No, it hasn't been commercial in a long time. It hasn't really.
Same, like, you know. We needed a fucking another Linkin Park or something to come along again and get the kids on side, you know.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of true. All right. Yeah, it is.
Man. The young ones at the Siege there last weekend, I was happy to see a lot of young people there. Like, it really was an awful lot of young people.
Yeah.
Well, let's touch the minute. Have any other releases that came out this year we haven't touched on? Well, there's more that I haven't gone on this list. I haven't gone in depth because, well, this was the first one, and I wanted to get the first one out of the way, and we'll just talk about what I could recollect. And the only other one that I can see here now that we haven't touched on would be the Crooks, the boys from Senescence's new band. Like,
yeah, they used to be called the War Crooks.
All right.
Yeah. I haven't listened to that stuff, but the stuff they're releasing now is completely different to that. You know. But
it's very good. The Crooks is very good.
Yeah, they released two. What was it? Bean and that first song they released called Beans. It kind of reminds, it's like Mastodon vibe to it. There is. And then they released what was the other song? Cornered. It's like Pantera. You know, there is a Pantera vibe to the other song as well. And they had to cancel it. They were meant to do an album launch gig this Saturday, but it got I don't know why it did. You know, I think the album's dropping this.
It was down to COVID reasons, I would say.
COVID? What?
Yeah, you're not allowed to play a gig if you get test positive for COVID. But like, there was a few bands that mixed, like Sky Pilot got pulled out of the Dublin gig in Whelan's with Blind River, and they got pulled out of the Siege too because one of them tested positive for it.
Oh Jesus! I didn't know.
Yeah, which know, and all the gigs, tours and everything, they're supposed to do antigen tests.
Oh fuck! Jesus! But
yeah, Yeah, of course, like
Yeah.
they're on tour in Europe, man. It's got nothing to do with politics or Russia or
Yeah,
anything. If one of them fails a fucking antigen test halfway
that's
through a 30-day tour, and then day 14, one of
yeah,
them gets failed
can't.
a test,
Yeah, it's
that's
gone.
why they're not
You
touring.
know,
Man.
yeah,
They're not putting it down to virus restrictions or whatever they're phrasing it online. One of them cannot test positive, and the whole thing is fucked. So
yeah,
until those laws pass, a lot of tours won't happen, like because they can't risk it.
yeah. No, the two singles, the two singles the Crooks released are pretty good there as well. You know,
Oh,
the CDs, they have some merch available now for pre-order. Now, to be cheap, they already
I've
have
got
them.
a copy of it. I've got a digital copy of it. Send it on to me. It's very good. So it is.
Yeah, but yeah, I can't wait to hear the EP actually. You know, because they have a great sound to do, fantastic sound. No, I played both fucking tracks on the segment as well. I did, you know. Nice
So if
guys.
I don't know them, but
No, they
from
were
the
they were they were pretty happy that I was playing it for them. You know, and
oh
I
yeah,
got,
they're very, very appreciative of me. Anything I've done for them, like they come across as like thanks for the help, like so that's always nice, you know.
yeah, but I always say to the bands, they're releasing anything, just hit me up and I'll definitely get it played. You know, I do.
Sure, even if you play them on the radio and post them on the Irish Metal Facebook group and
Yeah, I know.
whatnot, you
It's
know.
a small bit of exposure, you know. You know,
I've got to really.
I do get a lot of good feedback in the chat room, Metal Messiah, with some of the stuff now. They've been, you know, it's great. I can the good thing is the DJ Bobby. Bobby's with the vocalist for a Attacker.
No, I don't know.
No, they're a band from the 80s now with a kind of power metal, thrash metal sort of vibe. He's the DJ on the fucking show that they do my segment on, basically.
All right.
So he gets a lot of people listening in. He does.
Well, it's obviously got a following, like, because it wouldn't exist if it didn't have a following, like.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
At least he didn't join Rage Breed or whatever the fuck they're called anyway.
Oh Jesus, no! Oh Jesus, no! Look that.
I appreciate the effort, but it's been a disaster is all you could really describe it. I think it took them like 2 years to release their fucking album, or not album, magazine that wasn't even a magazine in the end. It was a PDF and now it's fucking CDR like the post like.
PDF. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Look at that. She's got it. She seems to be a strange girl, but we'll move on from that. Incoming releases now, we've talked about the only well, there's more releases, but I didn't have the time to research them all.
Yeah, I can't. That I mentioned that Gravity Well album, Earthbound.
Yeah.
And I think not sure, I could be wrong now. I think Colin from Zora done the artwork for us.
I think so, yeah. Sure, Colin does loads of artwork.
Fantastic it does, But and I've been saying to a lot of people lately that some of that the stoner doom fucking, it tends to sound better with a female vocalist. It does, It depends. Yeah.
Elder Druid man are fucking class.
Elder Druid are fantastic. Yeah, I know. But what they're doing, and then you hear her voice. it has this kind of occult and witchy vibe to it. It's just it kind of changes it. It does. It's like I don't know if you've ever heard Jack's Toss. Jack's Toss.
Maybe.
Yeah, the kind of very obscure band they are. Who's another? I saw them a couple of years ago, but they split up with Wounded Kings. It's the English band. They had a female vocalist, but it had that kind of cult vibe to it. You know, so yeah, but that Gravity Well album's it's pretty good. It is. It's worth the listen anyway. It is. You know.
Oh yeah, that's why we're trying to plug as many releases.
I don't know if release any physical copy of it. It's available for download on Bandcamp anyway. You know, but I don't think they're charging. I think it's about £6, £6 or £7. I think. But it's worth checking out anyway. It is. You know.
Yeah, and before we wrap it up, are there any Irish releases you can think off the top of your head that have incoming this year? Anyone? We haven't. I think Cruachan have something coming up.
Cruachan are in the studio at the moment. They are.
They're in the studio. Yeah, I remember seeing a post that there's something coming
up. Yeah, but
Primordial too, actually.
Yeah.
Primordial teased they were release something as well.
Yeah, they're touring with Swallow the Sun at the moment. I think.
Yeah, they're back.
I don't know if that's finished now. But I'm trying to think of anyone else.
Well, the Bad Incarnate that we've mentioned earlier, releasing their artwork tomorrow.
That'll probably be announced tomorrow. Now, the release date for it, because they're revealing the album artwork for it. There, I don't know. I've seen it. I have. I've seen the cover for this, but the only reason I seen it is because it was we were subscribed to Transcendent Security's Bandcamp page. I was getting messages. Right. I was, and they put a link to the Rising of the Lights. They had the artwork on it. Basically, they did. No, but they probably took it down now. It was unlisted on YouTube. It was when I checked it. You know. I'm trying to think. Yeah.
It's good to see I think this is probably the last album.
No. I can't wait to hear that Abaddon album.
And I was saying this will probably be their last album, I think. I think that this potentially could be it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any inside information or anything. I didn't get a chance to talk to Steve at the Siege. I just seen him briefly. I said how are you to him. That was about the only chance I got. But I don't know, with Irene doing the bus job now, and Steve has a family and all the rest, like not Steve, Bill has a family and all the rest, like you know, they can't keep going forever like they're. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I was glad to see them at the Siege because that could be the last time because
you never know what the boys, you know.
Yeah, but they're all living in different countries as well now and everything. Like it's not as two of them in the UK and two of them in Ireland. Like it's not straightforward at all.
Here, can you pause there for a second? I need to go to the toilet.
Right, so go on and we'll finish up there.
Oh, that's much better.
This meeting is being recorded.
Right, Adrian is back from his bathroom break, and that was basically in time before I was pretty much going to say like that. I think that's all we've got to say now, because we've covered the releases we know. We said about the weekends away, and we touched on the upcoming releases that we know about. There's probably more that we might not know or haven't been announced yet, but yeah, it's been a pretty solid start for the Irish metal scene coming back after the whole fucking whatever pandemic bullshit. Like, so it's great to see things are kicking off again. A sold out Siege and local gigs coming up and all the rest. Like, hopefully now throughout the year there'll be more releases that are coming out, and you can keep promoting them on Metal Messiah Radio. I need to get my finger out now and start really doing the burning metal thing again. I don't know. I needed to go to the siege, man. I needed to kind of feel a bit of enthusiasm for the whole local scene again. Not that I ever lost my enthusiasm, but I've been fucking stuck in the house for 2 fucking years, man. You know, you need to get out and get into it again to just get the whole, this is why I like this. This is why I do. This is why I love this, you know?
Yeah, once you start mixing with everyone to take off from there, it will, you know. That's the way I felt anyway, you know. But, they're all back now. It's great that everything's back now, you know. Go to see Iran, everything, you know.
So anyways, man, look, cheers for coming on, and
Thanks,
we've got
man.
the first one out of the way now, and if you're up for it after this, we'll make it a monthly thing. We can just
definitely
get the releases that have been released that month and just have a chat about them and get them in whatever, half an hour or whatever. We can play a bit of them each. You know, today was a bit of a rough job. You know, I kind of came up with the idea on the fly, and we said, "Sure, look, we'll see how this goes," and fuck
it. Cheers for having me on anyway, man. Right?
No matter at all. Cheers, dude. 100%.
Cheers, man. Cheers. Take care.